You have a question? Mr. Wilson?
Sorry, Mr. Chairman.
No problems. No worries.
Acree,
Yes.
Bivens.
Yes.
Book,
Yes.
Creel,
Yes.
Gascoigne,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Huss,
Yes.
Kitson,
Yes.
Copine,
Yes.
Laram,
Yes.
Naylor,
Yes.
Pearson,
Yes.
Robertson. Thank you. Sheline,
Yes.
Shippert,
Yes.
Scrogstad,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Zeman,
Yes.
Olson.
Yes. Mr. Sheeline, does that conclude your finance report?
Unless there's any other questions, that concludes my report, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. We'll go to executive. The minutes are in your packet. If there's any questions, I'd be glad to answer them. All right, we'll move down to Board of Health. Ms. White's not with us tonight. We'll go to 911 Board, Mr. Hudson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. There's no addition to the report already filed in the packet by Director Dallas. The only thing we did have was that the budget draft is set up for October meeting. And the next scheduled meeting is October 26th at 3:30 at the 911 facility. That's the end of my report. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask.
Any questions or comments? Thank you, Keen.
You're welcome, sir.
We'll go to tourism, Mr. Gascoigne.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I was unable to attend this month's meeting. You can see the report in your packet. And as you can see, they continue to use all the resources possible available to them to promote Lee County tourism. And I'm sure that they will and up until their final days.
All right, any questions or comments? Thanks, Ron. Tri-County Opportunities, Ms. Shippert.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In the agenda packet, you can see, of course, the minutes, but then there's also a community services needs assessment. And this assessment was taken by community members that had reached out to TCOC. They'd either received services already, some hadn't received the services yet. They did it for all the different counties, but Lee is the one pulled out in this particular report. And it talks about some of the greatest challenges these people are having as they're seeking these services. So you can see there was 123 answered this survey. One of the biggest things was housing, financial issues. And you can look through the report and, see what kind of services these people have also received. So this is just a helpful look at the county. So does anybody have any questions on the minutes or the report?
No questions or comments? Thanks. We'll go to Blackhawk Hills. Angie, once again.
Yeah, the Blackhawk Hills Regional Council does overlap quite a bit with the Lee Ogle Enterprise Zone. And we talked about how come November, hopefully in November, could be December, they're going to bring forward some of the map amendments they want to make to the Lee Ogle Enterprise Zone. And that would be adding some new parcels and potentially taking away just a few. But this is due to an Illinois, I think it's an Illinois act, I believe, that they're able to expand this zone. So look for that I think it was in last month's agenda packet. You can go back through and see what those map amendments were. Thank you.
Any questions or comments? Thanks, Angie. We'll go to Laceda, Mr. Acree.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I was unable to attend this month's meeting, but I believe Wendy was able to attend. I don't know if Wendy, do you have anything to report?
Yeah, just a quick report. The LCIDA Board of Directors did meet on October 4th. Tom Demmer talked us through some of the potential projects coming forward, a little bit of which he shared with you all last month. By way of update, Tom has also been actively attempting to engage the various municipalities and bring them back into the LCIDA. Good news is Amboy is back, and they've a representative that is now going to be serving on the LCIDA Board of Directors. The only other thing I'll tell you of note is that Tom has been working to update the bylaws, which have not apparently been updated for some 15 or 20 years. And in fact, the current board of directors that are seated and voting aren't technically allowed to by the bylaws. They're so outdated. So we're working to get that cleaned up. Tom has tackled that. Other than that, I don't have anything else unless anyone has any questions.
Any questions or comments? Thanks, Reed and Wendy. We'll go to Surma, Mr. Zeman.
Yeah, thank you. Next week, I don't remember which day it is, I'm going down to Bloomington to a CIRMA meeting. So I will have a report at the November meeting about that conference. That's it.
They haven't announced any patronage or
No,
anything
no.
yet.
I'm assuming that's
That'll be-
probably why we're meeting. I'm not sure.
Sure, usually it's this time of year, so
Yeah.
thank you. Any questions or comments? Thank you. We'll go to UCCI, Tom Kitson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The minutes from the last meeting are in the agenda packet. And our next meeting will be October 27th and 28th in Springfield. I'll be going down to that conference and be able to report back at the next meeting.
All right, any questions or comments? Thanks, Tom. We'll go to Illinois Association of County Board Members, Mr. Copine.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't have any changes up to today. However, Tuesday, we meet, the board members will meet Tuesday at 10 a.m. prior to the veto session beginning. And there could be updates after that. There are, I'll bring those reports to next month's meeting. Unless Wendy has acquired anything in the interim here between the
I have not, Mike, but what I will say to board members, in particular the newer board members, if you are not receiving email updates, excuse me, from this organization, it's perhaps that I haven't communicated to this organization your email address. So if you're not getting it, please let me know, and I will make sure, and you too can get like hundreds of emails every month, right, Mike?
correct.
But seriously, they are, like UCCI, they are your other professional organization throughout the state that represents county board members, and they do have actually good information. Some of it carries over and is duplicative from UCCI, but there is also, they have some items that are not duplicative, and I think it's good information. So if anybody's interested, let me know.
Thanks, Mike and Wendy again.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
We'll move down. I have no unfinished business at this time. We'll go to new business, Strong Communities Program Grant Resolution. Wendy, would you want to bring us up to speed on this?
So this is the grant that I mentioned last month that we received from the Illinois Housing Development Authority, a total of $154,000. We work collaboratively with individuals from Franklin Grove and the city of Dixon. So while we originally submitted a grant for a much higher amount, we were awarded $154,000 to deal with abandoned, specifically residential housing. The resolution that's on your agenda is a requirement of being a recipient of that grant. They want to know that this board does support the fact that we will be accepting that grant money. This is a bit unusual for a grant in that there is no grant match that Lee County has to provide. So this is 100% funded by the Illinois Housing Development Authority. I would be happy to entertain any questions on that, but that resolution is in your packet.
Any questions or comments? If none, I'd entertain a motion to approve the Strong Communities Grant Resolution. Ms. Naylor, Mr. Pearson seconds it. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. We'll go to B under new business, lots procurement policies and procedures resolution. In county services, Mr. Gates explained that during a site review last November, IDOT recommended that changes be made to his current policy. The changes were made and are reflected in the policy. Is there a motion to approve the lots procurement policies and procedures resolution? Mr. Scrogstad moves, Mr. Friel seconds it. Any discussion? No discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We don't have, we already been in the executive session. We'll go right now with the FY '24 budget ordinance. Is there a motion to hold over the FY '24 budget ordinance until November county board meeting? Ms. Naylor moves, Mr. Kitson seconds. Any discussion? No discussion. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We'll hold it over till next month. Same with the levy. Is there a motion to hold over the FY '24 levy ordinance until the November county board meeting? Ms. Naylor, Mr. Pearson seconds that. Ms. Naylor moves. Any discussion? If none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. I have no appointments this month. Is there a motion to approve the county officers' reports? Mr. Wilson moves, Mr. Copine seconds it. Any discussion? If none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion approved. Here we go with is there a motion to approve the monthly revenue report, claims paid and vacation, and payroll paid? Do I have a motion on the table? Mr. Friel moves. Mr. Kitson seconds it. Any discussion? If none discussion, Nancy, would you do roll call on this, please?
Pearson,
Yes.
Robertson, can I hear you, Robertson?
Yes.
Sheeline? Okay,
There
thank
it
you. Sheeline?
Yes.
Shippert?
Yes.
Scrogstad?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Zeman?
Yes.
Acree?
Yes.
Bivens?
Yes.
Book?
Yes.
Freo?
Yes.
Gascoigne?
Yes.
Hudson?
Yes.
Huss?
Yes.
Kitson?
Yes.
Copine?
Yes.
Laram?
Yes.
Naylor? Yes. Olson?
Yes. Motion carried. Thank you. We need a motion to approve the board member mileage and per diem. Mr. Hudson moves, Mr. Pearson seconds it. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Do we have a motion to adjourn the meeting? Mr. Gascoigne moves, Mr. Wilson seconds. Like Horseshack over there raising that arm. Any discussion?